Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. All right. How'd your game go?
Um, Surprisingly, we won it. We made, I specifically made some pretty. It was definitely not my best game early game, but
Mm-hmm.
we managed to turn around. Did not start off well though.
Oh, that's fine. That's what we're gonna be focusing on. Actually, is the majority. We want to focus on the early game and how we can play the early game the best. Because if you can consistently set yourself up for a good early game, then the mid game and late game will just be a lot easier to play as well. So that's what we're gonna mainly focus on is early. Anyways, so
All right, cool.
cool. Let me just load up the replay here. Yeah, Hassness, they're gonna be changing and adding items in like the preseason. They're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get
that should be something.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
That'd be a lot to get used to for sure.
Yeah. So what rank are you right now?
A bronze 3 currently. I think I peaked at bronze 2,
Okay.
but then I got really into Kindred, and I lost like 23 games.
Okay.
Because I'm real bad at Kindred, but she's real fun.
Yeah. I think I'm not a really good Kindred player, but I really like her as a champion, and I like her lore.
Yeah, same here. She she's definitely has one of the most fun play styles of any character.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a lot of trouble utilizing it effectively.
Yeah. All right. Let me open up. Yo, Fish of the Sea contributing some channel points towards Meet Willow. Let's go. All right. Oh yeah, let me share my screen in Discord so you don't have to watch this stream.
Oh, all right.
You see my screen on Discord?
Yeah.
Cool. And you can see Epic Pen drawing.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So let's talk about loading screen. So when you're in the loading screen, did you have like a game plan going into the game?
Mainly that I knew I'd start red, and I'd expected I would go ward on blue side for invade if they did, but then our not ended up calling for invade, um, so we did that instead. But generally, when I play Warwick, I start red side and go blue, and try and ward out the opposite side, and then depending on who I'm playing against.
So you always do the same path every game.
Generally, for like the first clear, generally, yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. So we'll talk about that. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is making a game plan. And what you need to do in loading screen is what lane do I want to influence first?
Hmm.
Because if you always start at your red, so let's get an epic pen here, and we'll draw on the mini map here. So let's say I always start red buff, right?
Yeah.
That means that I have to clear top side like this, and then I'll get level 3. Whoops. You always clear up, and I'll get level 3 up here, right? So after I get level 3 at my top side, the only lanes I can influence are my top lane and mid lane. I can't really influence bot lane from top side. So if we always
Hmm.
start like this, but we need to be ganking bot side early, we're already setting ourselves up poorly. Likewise,
Hmm.
if we always start red buff here, that means we always get level 3 on the bottom side of the map, and we can only influence mid and bottom, and we can't influence top side early. So what you need to do in the loading screen is you need to look at your lanes and see which lane you want to influence early. And uh, the way we make that decision is by looking at the matchups. So let's look
Hmm.
at the matchup here. You have Fiora versus Teemo. What's Teemo going to do to Fiora early?
Poke her out.
Poke her out. which means Fiora is gonna have to farm like under her tower, right?
Yeah.
So we know that Teemo is gonna be shoving in Fiora like this, and that means Teemo is gonna be exposed to an early gank, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it would already right off the bat we can see, okay, we have a pro for starting red because we'll get level 3 on the top side, and we can set up for an easy gank on Teemo because he's gonna be poking down the Fiora.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we can keep in mind. Mid lane, is that a Nautilus mid or is that a Karma mid?
That's a Nautilus mid.
Okay, so mid lane we have a Nautilus mid versus a Galio. We have both of those champions are really tanky. They're both melee and they both have CC. CC is another thing you want to look up to gank. Nautilus is an extremely good champion to gank for because of how much CC he has. He can really lock down, and Nautilus and Warwick combined can like CC an opponent for like 4 to 5 seconds straight. So Nautilus is also really good lane to gank. So you should be looking to hover mid a lot this game. And mid lane's a lane that you can influence regardless of where you start. And then we have Jinx Karma versus Ashe Leona. Now Jinx Karma, that's going to be a really hard lane for you to gank early because they don't really have a lot of hard CC. And if you had this Ashe and Leona, let's say these guys swapped and you had the Ashe Leona on your team, and you were against this Jinx Karma, then I could see you advocating to gank this lane early because they have a lot of CC set up for you. Ashe has her slows and Leona has hard CC. But because you have a Jinx Karma, what's Jinx Karma going to do to Ashe Leona early?
The only real thing is like Jinx root and slow.
No, I know, no. I mean, in their lane, like, what is Jinx Karma gonna do to an Ashe Leona early on? They're gonna poke them out, right?
Not much.
Yeah, they're gonna poke them out. So you can't really gank bottom lane early because because Jinx and Karma are most likely going to be poking them out under their tower and shoving them in. So it's really good for you to start red buff this game because you want to get level 3 on the top side to help influence top lane and mid lane.
Okay.
So that's kind of an example of making a game plan before you even load into the game.
Okay.
And that's one key to like making your early game go smooth. All right, so let's see how this game plays out here. Let's speed this up. Okay, so we have an invade here. Unlucky.
Yeah. And when we go in too hard, I have to flash out
Oh, yikes.
and get collapsed on. Yeah, it did not go well for us.
Okay. Let's talk about that then. So, let's talk about the champions level 1. As far as level 1 goes for you guys, your Nautilus is really good level 1, Warwick's okay, Jinx is okay, Karma's okay. But their level 1 is insane. They have Ashe to permanently slow, they have Leona CC, they have Galio CC, and Kane's meh. So, I would not be looking to invade this game at all, just because their level 1 is so much stronger than your level 1. So, you can be pinging your team back to not make for this play, and instead you can just immediately walk up, place a ward in this bush, and then just walk back.
Okay.
But because they have a much stronger level 1 than you, Galio's not even here for the beginning. Imagine Galio was sitting in this bush, and he just taunted all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, you guys would all die. And then you overstayed. As soon as your team dies, you just need to back out.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Oh, why are we watching Nautilus? Right.
And then I played this wrong for sure. I was trying to pull it into the bush, but then I ended up not doing that correctly and got it smited out, and I lost it.
So why not just smite right here? I don't think Kane's in smite range.
Yeah, that's true. I think I generally don't smite buff, and I've been told not to do that, so I think my brain just kind of went on autopilot there.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you don't want to smite your first buff, like if there's no invade. But I mean, if there's an invade, you have to smite to secure it. Like
Okay.
imagine you're level 2 right here, and immediately level your E.
Mm,
Like that,
yeah.
you win this fight so hard if you have E right now, and they're all level 1.
Yeah.
But instead, Kane gets level 2, and now you guys are gonna die. Nope, they back off. Okay. So right now, what are you thinking?
Uh, I'm thinking that since I can't really take Raptors, since I don't have any of my other abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't take Krugs because I'll take too much damage,
Mm-hmm.
then just go to Wolves, clear my top side, and look for Scuttle.
Mm-hmm. Why not just go to your blue?
Oh, I generally just clear linearly, like
But you're
upwards
but you're
when I
not
get the map.
clearing but you're not clearing linearly because you're starting from the middle. Wolves and raptors are middle camps.
Oh,
So if you're clearing linearly, you need to start on the end and
oh,
clear down.
okay,
So you can do blue, Gromp, and then your wolves, and then you have yourself to set up to go raptors, Krugs. So
okay. I think since I
this
was
would
looking for Scuttle, I wanted to be closer to Scuttle when I finished.
what's fine. Uh, it doesn't matter which scuttle you go for because if all right, so if you
Mm,
scuttle spawns at 315. So if you
yeah.
do, you're not going to get level 3. You have to clear 3 camps still to get level 3. You have to clear your blue, Gromp, and wolves to get level 3. And if all right, so if you want to play for your topside scuttle, then I mean I guess you can do wolves, blue, Gromp, and then topside, and that's fine. But then you'll just have to recall right away.
Mm,
You won't have any other clamp. You won't have any other camps to clear. But if you do blue, Gromp, wolves, into bottom side scuttle,
mm.
now you have the option to either gank mid, bot, or if you don't have that option, you can retreat to your Raptors and Krugs, which are still up and clear those as well.
Okay.
But all right, let's just see what happens here. What's going on mid? Okay. All right.
I think he smited that one out on me again.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just was not on point with my snipes or my smites. This is my first game today.
Yeah, that's fine. They're just unlucky.
And then I overplayed here really hard.
What do you have up? You don't have any abilities up. You don't kill him here.
Ye-
You don't have your abilities. So just
Yeah,
just back out. And you have
yeah,
Teemo coming. Yeah, this is really greed if you go for this.
I do. I
Oh
tunnel visioned
boy.
really
Oh boy.
hard here.
Oh no.
I tunnel visioned really hard because I
Oh.
was annoyed after the smite and the invade early,
So you're yeah.
both the
Yeah,
smites,
this is just a
and I
rage.
just tunnel visioned on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, this is just a rage
Yeah,
play. Oh
yeah. I
no.
was like, I want him real bad,
Oh
and then
no.
uh, as soon as I went in and was in turret range, I kind of just realized I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Whoops.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no. That's all right. So what's your plan right here?
Um, since he took that top scuttle
Mhm.
and he was only level 2 when he came down there, I expected he probably hadn't cleared his whole top side, so he probably either back or clear top after that. So I was gonna go bot, look for the scuttle if it was still there, and then from there go my Raptors and Krugs.
Mm. Okay. You can just hit the blast plant or the vision plant,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
yeah,
true.
yeah. That tells you in an instant if Scuttle's up.
Hmm.
Also, you can use your fear on the scuttle, like use it instantly, and you'll take it faster because once you CC the scuttle, your autos do like true damage to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like insta fear the scuttle, and then you'll take it a lot faster.
All right.
See, like watch this. When Karma CCs this, your autos are gonna do a lot more damage.
Oh.
See?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what's your plan after scuttle?
I think I was looking to see about drag at this point because it was coming up,
Okay. What?
and their bot line. We hadn't seen their bot lane, so I'd expect we might be able to pull up and take it
So
without them realizing.
if you haven't seen their bot lane, what does that mean their bot lane's doing?
Either coming back to lane or somewhere else on the map looking to do something.
But what does it mean that they backed? What does it mean? What happens when you back?
You can buy items.
Exactly. And if we look at tab, we see that Ashe is 2-0, which means she's
Hmm.
gonna back and buy items, which means that when they reset and they come back onto the map, they can just come straight to Dragon, and they
Okay.
win any team fight because they bought and our team didn't.
Yeah.
So I think Dragon here is pretty risky because A, you're only level 3, you're not going to take it very fast. It is slightly, well, it makes it even worse actually because Galio, even though Galio's not in lane, he already reset and bought items. So if their entire team just, if you're on a ward here, you're dead
Okay.
because their entire team's going to collapse on you and their entire team bought.
Yeah.
So this Dragon's really, really risky. Instead, what I would do is I would just say, fuck it. We concede the early game, concede the early Dragon because their mid, bot, and jungle are all ahead. So we can't really make plays on the bottom side of the map right now. Instead, you can just take your Krugs, your Raptors, level 4 Wolves, level 4 Gromp, and look to help your Fiora out.
Okay.
Because you cleared your Wolves and Gromp, you want to take them. They're level 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get the golden experience if the camps just sit here. You need to take advantage of that golden experience. So you take Scuttle, immediately path to your Krugs, and just farm in a straight line up.
Okay.
And then you'll be level 5 by the time you hit Grump. And that'll help you catch back up faster.
Mm.
So you need to make these like mini plans inside your head. So as you're coming out of base, we can rewind to the time you came out of base. Alright, so you're coming out of base and you're walking to lane. You can look at the minimap and you can see which camps of yours are up. And you knew you took your Wolves and Gromp, and those are going to be coming up soon as well.
Yeah.
So you just make a mini path in your head. Like you're just playing connect the dots with your camps basically. So you do scuttle, here, and we just connect the dots in a straight line like this, and that gives you your jungle path.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. It's so much better than just I see Scuttle, let's go for Scuttle. And now once you take Scuttle, okay, now where am I going to go? Oh, my Raptors are up. Oh, let's take Raptors. Okay, where am I going to go now? Oh, my Wolves are up. Like, just make a plan in advance and then just do the plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Swoos? Oh, yeah, you do your Raptors next. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're clearing your Wolves here. Your Nautilus is spam pinging for help, and you see that Galio's about to shove a wave under his tower. This means if Galio agrees and tries to get tower plating or keep poking out the Nautilus, you have an opportunity to gank him here.
Okay.
You're going to be level 4 after this Wolves, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you'll be level 4 after this Wolves, and then you can set up a gank with this Galio. Do you move your minimap or use your F keys when you're clearing your jungle?
I'm not as much as I should. I'm trying to get better about that though.
And that's where playing a champion like Warwick really helps, is because you don't really have to use your abilities on the camp. You don't ever want to use your E on your camps.
Yeah.
Maybe on Raptors before you have Tiamat, but not before that, or not after that. You can literally just you right click the camp, you press Q on it once, and then you don't have to look at your camp while you take it
Okay.
because you just auto attack. So you
Yeah.
have all the time in the world to look around at your minimap, and that's the benefit of playing a champion like Warwick. Yeah, it's bronze 3, Camden's. So yeah, what I would do after this is after taking wolves, I would be looking around at my minimap and I would see that Galio is pushing in here and he's has the option to be ganked. And it's really easy to gank this Galio because we have a Nautilus.
Okay.
And now he's level 6 as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, because we went to Gromp, the wave reset and now Galio can play safer. Like before, the wave was stuck right here, and Galio
Yeah.
had to stand right here to get the CS. Now the wave's here, and he can stand back here. Now you really can't gank him at all. So you missed the gank opportunity by going to Gromp.
Okay.
So what are you doing here?
Most of our team was going down, was moving towards bot to look for dragon, so I was following to have smite there as well as be there for the team fight.
So do you win this team fight at all?
I don't think so. If
So
I
then,
remember correctly, no.
I mean, but like from like a don't think about the results of what happened, but think about it like pretend you don't know if you want. Pretend this isn't your
Oh,
game, right?
yeah.
Looking at the team comp right now, you have an O2 Warwick, O2 Nautilus, O2 Jinx, and an O0 Karma versus a 2-0 Kayn, 1-0 Galio, 2-0 Ashe, and a 0-0-3 Leona. And they have much stronger items. Do you guys win this 4v4 at all?
No.
So then why are we playing for this team fight? And why are we playing for this dragon? What I think is going to happen here is if both teams play evenly, you guys hard lose this team fight and they just get the dragon anyways. So they're going to
Yeah.
kill all 4 of you and get the dragon. Just give the
Hmm.
dragon up without giving kills up.
Okay.
After doing your Gromp here, instead of walking back, you could back, buy items, and then head to your red. And then you can clear all the way up again.
Yeah.
Rather, you waste so much time walking down you walk all the way from your Gromp down to here, and you're about to fight a losing team fight. So you just
That's
waste,
true.
yeah, you're wasting so much time here. You could have
Yeah.
you could already be on your red buff right now with
Mhm.
with items.
I think you lose Jinx here and not.
Yeah, and you guys just hard lose this fight.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, I think. Yeah, I make it out. I think we just lose the not here.
Yeah. How much gold do you have right now?
I think I had like
Yeah.
11 or close to
Isn't that enough to buy
1100. I was
Tiamat?
trying to get this. Yeah, I was trying to get this one last camp so I could go get Tiamat, and I knew since if I didn't take buff, he'd probably come take it.
Oh yeah, on your first back, by the way, never buy these boots.
Okay.
You need to rush Tiamat. If you didn't buy these boots, you could have backed after Gromp and bought Tiamat.
Yeah, I think I realized that in game
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'd killed
Yeah.
Gromp and saw I had 900 and was like, oh wait.
So like champions like Rengar, champions like Warwick who need that Tiamat on their first back, like if they want to feel strong, they need that Tiamat on their first back. If you have to back early, just either buy a Tiamat component or don't buy anything at all.
Okay.
You need Tiamat as soon as possible, and just buying boots delays it by 300 gold. And this is also really bad. So why is taking red and then immediately backing bad?
Oh, you're using it part of the red timer,
Yeah,
doing nothing
you're
with it.
you're using a huge amount of your red timer doing nothing with it. Exactly.
I think this time I mainly took it for the XP
Yeah,
rather
well,
than the buff.
I know you did that, but yeah, if you didn't buy boots and then you just backed up to Gromp, you'd be taking red with your Tiamat right now, and then can make a play with red and Tiamat. All right, here's fine. So while you're clearing your blue, again, you need to be looking at the fights. Like looking at the wave right here. The wave's locked right here. Teemo has to stand right here to farm these minions.
Yeah.
Just punish him for it. Like you don't need to take the blue buff right now. You could just go up and punish Teemo for having to stand right here.
Oh.
Like this blue buff doesn't make you any stronger in combat.
Mm.
Right? Just go gank
Yeah.
the Teemo. And then clear it after the gank. Or at the very least, while you're clearing, at least just watch your laner. Because look what happens. Fiora decides to all in. You immediately need to get off this blue buff and just go help this fight.
Okay.
Because if Kayn shows up, Fiora dies.
Yeah.
Now look what happens. If you were just there and autoed once, your Fiora would have lived and you guys would have killed Teemo. But we're on Gromp right now.
Yeah.
Now look at this. As you're walking from camp to camp, you also need to be looking at your camera, because look what happens here. You're clearing your camp. Look where Galio's wave is.
Yeah. It's
Galio,
like pushed up.
yeah, Galio, the wave is going to lock right here. Galio has to stand right here to CS. You have a Nautilus with like a million CC abilities. Just go gank this lane. Just
Okay.
immediately after you see this lane state, you just path like this. Oops. You just go up like this and gank them from you just go around like this and gank them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after
I
you
was-
gank them, then you can go to your Raptors. This is what's called the transition gank. So like you're on the top side of the map right now, and right now your camps are on the bottom side. So you want to go to the bottom side. But on your way to the bottom side, you can transition gank through mid. So you just walk up like this, you gank mid lane. Even if that mid lane gank works or not, you're next to your next camp.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was because I lost a lot really early on. I was playing. I felt like I was a lot more behind than I guess I was. So I was just trying to like hard farm to at least 6, so I had my ult to gank efficiently, or I guess was the main thought there.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
if efficiently is the word, but
Yeah. I know what you mean. What does your ult give you?
uh, done suppression and some damage.
Well, yeah, it mainly gives you CC and sustainability. Do you need more CC to gank this Galio?
No.
No. You're gonna kill him with Nautilus and Warwick CC. You already have a lot of CC in your E. Nautilus has his passive auto. He has his Q. He has his R. Yeah, this is a free gank. Even if you don't kill him, he's gonna be on like this much HP left. And Galio just fucking engaged on him too. Like, if you're looking at this, like if you were watching this as you walk, just immediately walk up. You're so close to him. You can go help him out right now.
Yeah.
But I think you just walked to Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our not dies for it.
You can what? Ah! What? You're standing right here. You're watching this happen.
Yeah. At that point, that was when I think I noticed what was going on, and
Uh,
Not was already at like 2 bars, and I was like, oh, I don't think I do anything at this point.
yeah.
That was, yeah. I need to get a lot. I need to get better at paying attention
So
to.
do you see like
Um,
the cause and effect playing
yeah,
so passively has? Like you could have ganked the Teemo. As you're clearing your blue, you could have ganked Teemo and saved your Fiora. As you're clearing wolves, you could have ganked mid and saved your Nautilus. Like, but you can't just AFK farm basically. That's not, you can't win games like that.
yeah.
Whoops. All right. So we have our level 6. What's going on in your mind right now?
Look for bot since they're pushed up a bit.
Okay. Do you think you can win a fight bot?
Uh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think you can as well. Because I believe, yeah, Ash has not spent any of her gold yet, and Jinx bought her items. So right now they're even in items, which means you can definitely look for a play here. I think this is gonna work out. Yep. Good. All right, let's talk about. I know it's a small thing, but we're just gonna talk about it briefly. This is really good. Look for the Ash, you get the pick. All right, are you ever gonna kill this Leona?
No.
All right, just immediately recall.
Okay.
Every second matters in the jungle. Just immediately recall. Instead, you walk up for a few seconds.
Yeah. I think I
And
wasn't
then,
sure if Jinx had her root up or her slow, so I was thinking she might hit that, and then we might be able to kill her off that. But then once we got up like past river, I was like, okay, there's nothing to happen here. So I went to go get Scuttle, which was coming up.
there's a fight going on mid right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to go to this fight instead of taking the scuttle.
Yeah, definitely. And this is also
Do you ever
a
kill Leona here?
play on my part. No.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
don't
don't.
you don't have ulti. Galio has you don't even have to worry about Galio. Like Galio's not even a factor in this fight. You're never gonna kill Leona right here. You don't have your ulti, and it's Leona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw my Jinx and my Not up there, and I was like, okay, they're both moving towards me. I can at least get a little bit of damage in on her, and if she's trying to lead us towards something, Kane might come in and we can shut him down since we have people here. But then I didn't think about Galio ult,
Mhm.
and then when I saw the Galio ult thing go down on the ground, I was like, yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was a bit too late, and we end up losing Jinx and me off of it.
Yeah. This just imagine if we recalled right away after killing Ash. So after we kill Ash here, just immediately recall and go to your top side and clear. All your camps are coming back up. You just immediately recall and then you clear down again. And then you'll have a big farm lead on the Kayn. Or even look for a gank top. Because after you killed Leona... I mean, after you killed Ash, sorry. Alright, so after you do this gank... Alright. You kill this Ash, you're never going to kill this Leona, immediately recall. This Scuttle isn't going to spawn for another 16 seconds. That's too much time to be wasting. You can't waste that much time. You waste like 5 seconds walking up here. You waste 15 seconds waiting for Scuttle to spawn, and then you waste another 10 seconds fighting here, and then you waste another like 15 seconds of death timer. Yeah, that's like almost 2 minutes of just wasted time doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Instead, just immediately go into this bush and recall, and then go take your camps on spawn. Like during that whole 2 minutes, instead of like that whole 2 minutes could have been spent clearing your entire jungle again. Instead of just doing nothing.
Yeah, that would have been better for sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I don't think I recall as much as I should either. I like look to have a specific amount of money before I do it, and I tend to not do that.
Yeah.
Or like back as much as I should.
So where are we thinking of heading right now?
Um, top side then clearing down.
Okay.
That's my first thought.
Do you have your ult up? You
Uh,
do. What
yeah,
up? What about ganking Teemo here instead of clearing
yeah,
Gromp?
that would
Teemo's,
that would have
yeah,
been better for sure.
yeah. All right, good. Get the pick. Good. You don't take your red buff. That's really good. All right, good. All right. I think this is as far in the replay as we're gonna go. Um,
Yeah.
so I hope you see how this game could have been completely different if you played a
Yeah.
more active play style.
Yeah.
How different this game could have been. You don't int at dragon. You don't int for dragon. You don't waste time running from Gromp all the way to dragon. See, that's the thing. You waste a lot of time. Like your mechanics on Warwick are really good. You're clear. You have a good idea on like, uh, you want to clear your camps linearly, and that's really good. But the other part of being efficient is not wasting time. And that's the thing. Yeah, you waste a lot of time just walking around for nothing. And I think if we can fix that by just clearing camps on spawn, look for a play. Okay, there's no play to be had. All right, just recall. Doesn't matter how much gold you have, just recall.
Okay.
And then the next biggest thing. So that's the first tip I can give you. Don't just walk around for nothing. Always have a plan. And then you need, while you're clearing your camps, you need to be looking at your laners, because you had about like 6 or 7 gank opportunities that could have changed the game as well. Like this
Okay.
Teemo should never be allowed to just walk up and hit this tower for no reason. Like if you're
Yeah.
on this side of the map, don't clear your Gromp, just gank the Teemo while you're clearing your wolves. If that Galio is diving your Nautilus, just go help him.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully all this stuff makes sense to you. I think you can definitely get to silver and gold this season. I know 100% you can get to gold by just playing a more active playstyle, not AFK farming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, do you have any questions?
Um, no, not a ton.
Cool.
Um, is it worth me trying to like expand my pool more?
No,
Because right
no,
now
no,
I
no, no,
have
no,
a
no,
very like okay.
no, no. You need to work on the fundamentals of jungle rather than champions. Champions don't matter below diamond.
Okay.
You need to work on your fundamentals of jungling, and those fundamentals of jungling are making a plan from the loading screen, deciding what camp you want to start on, being able to adapt to ganks. Like if you see this gank opportunity, you just need to immediately go to it.
Okay.
Farming efficiently, not wasting time, and you do that. The only way you can practice the fundamentals is by playing a champion you already know.
Okay.
So if you decide to pick up a new champion right now, you're going to be spending the next 15, 20 games learning that champion and trying to play that champion rather than trying to play jungle. You need to
Okay.
learn to play jungle, not a champion.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because in ranked, I like almost exclusively play Warwick.
Mhm.
Because Warwick surprisingly doesn't get banned that often.
Nope.
It's like once in a blue moon.
Mhm.
Um, but then like I play some with some friends and like tournaments kind of just
Mhm.
as like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And occasionally people will ban me out and I won't have Warwick or something. And I don't have any character that I can consistently play on other than Warwick.
All
So
right.
I've been looking at like I used to be okay at Echo, but then I haven't played him much and he's
Oh,
way too
I
hard to
do
try and get back
never
into
play
now.
Echo. Never play Echo in bronze. He's so hard to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
too
think I
hard.
have him at like Mastery 5 because I played a ton of him early on and I haven't played him in a while. And then I tried to play him and my clear was just god awful
Yeah.
and I couldn't.
Yeah, just play super easy champions with good clears. Rammus, Amumu, and Warwick are
Okay.
3 very easy champions to play with really good clears and really good ganks and really
Okay.
good team fights. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Just
had some luck recently on Olaf. He's been I've played a few games with him and even when I do bad, I'm doing okay. So
yeah.
I've been
Well,
in norms with him.
Olaf's different. Olaf is what's called a tempo jungler, and what
Mm,
Olaf's all about is you have to be extremely efficient when playing Olaf, because Olaf gains leads through
okay.
power farming. and just getting like 3 levels over the enemy jungler. That's how
Yeah.
Olaf works. But
Okay.
you're only going to consistently win on Olaf after you know how to be efficient. So just play Warwick, just play Amumu, just play Rammus, and learn jungle. Learn how to be efficient. And once you learn how to be efficient, then when you pick up Olaf, you'll be stomping kids.
Okay.
But if you just pick up Olaf right now, you're not going to be able to play him very well because his champion strength comes from power farming, which you're not doing right now. Or being efficient, which you're not doing right now. So
Yeah.
just play Warwick, which you already know how to play, and just practice being efficient. And then once you're able to be efficient with your clears and jungle in general, then you'll be able to play Olaf. And also, playing Olaf, you need to have ganks early in order to play Olaf. And so like if you're playing Olaf and you miss this Teemo gank, you miss this Galio gank, you miss like 6 or 7 ganks in the early game, you are not going to have a good time as Olaf.
Yeah.
Warwick's more forgiving because he can be a tank, but Olaf is not that forgiving.
Okay.
So yeah, just play these champions and work on being efficient and not missing ganks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only other thing is just like how do I get better about like knowing my matchups and knowing what I'm good against and what is a problem to gank and stuff? Because there are so many characters in this game, and I've only like as of about 2 or 3 months gotten back into the game.
Mhm.
I have a decent idea of like maybe half of them,
Mhm.
but I some of the characters it's like I think I know what they do, but then I don't actually know what they do until I go and buy them and play them in like practice range or something a bit.
Mm.
And then I'm like, oh, that's what their abilities do. Like Blitzcrank, all I knew was that he hooked really well
Yeah.
until I picked him up and went into like practice range with him.
Yeah, not many people know that his R breaks shields, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah. All right. I guess the best way to do it is you can watch like champion spotlights on YouTube, where it'll go through all the champions' abilities. It's like a 3-minute video. Like each
Okay.
champion has like a 3-minute video, and it just goes through their abilities and explains what they do. So you can just
Okay.
watch those for any champions.
Okay. And
Yeah.
is there a good way to learn like my Warwick matchups against other junglers? Like, who
You
do I need
win.
to be worried about invading me? Who should I invade?
Don't worry about invading. You don't need to do that right now.
Okay.
Just focus on what we talked about. If you try to,
Or I
if you,
mean more like counter jungling more than invading.
you really don't even need to be worried about counter jungling at this point.
Okay.
That should be like your least concern. Your main concern, you need to spend like your next 50 games just working on what we talked about, and after you master that, then we can start talking about counter jungling.
Okay.
Because counter jungling, when you start counter jungling, that means you're not doing your own camps as well,
Uh,
and that just puts you even more behind being efficient. In order to counter
hmm.
jungle successfully, you need to have all your camps cleared and be able to track the jungle perfectly. Not perfectly,
Okay.
but you need to know where the enemy jungler is, and that just comes through jungle tracking, which is another skill we need to practice as well. But
Okay.
for this session, we're just gonna focus on being efficient and seeing ganks, and just practice those 2 skills. Don't try to introduce you can't fix all of your problems in one day. Like you just have to work on one small thing at a time. And then just practice that one small thing until it becomes second nature. And then you can add another small thing to practice until that becomes second nature. And then you can add another element. It's going to take time to improve. It'll take maybe, I don't know, a month before you get all this down solidly. And then you can look to improve after that. So if you take this next month and get this down perfectly, you'll be gold. And then
Okay.
we can start stepping up your game after that.
All right.
Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's about all.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this session with me, and best of luck in your climb.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.